just really don't understand how many more L's can we give to Texas. Let me try to give another L. My hand is a little bit sore because I broke my hand earlier this year from an accident. But I want y'all to take a look at this woman's face and... Okay, let me stop. Before I get into trouble, I need to give you a disclaimer about the type of content that my channel presents. That some of you might find my content controversial or offensive. I'm glad I showed you this before I made my comment. The information is coming from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news websites, and interviews. And I'm getting this one from dailymail.com, so thank you for the article. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of the story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing these tragedies to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. Now let's go back to her face. And I want you guys to look at this face that looks like it came straight off of Halloween. Jason's mask was taken off. I don't know what the hell is that on her forehead. Are those veins? Are those scars? Are those fake baby hairs? Is it tattooed on her forehead? Lord knows, I don't know. But this woman, they are claiming to be 35 years old, and she literally looks like she's somebody's great-grandmother in the face. I know they say black don't crack, but I think they were wrong. I think they were wrong. But let's keep going. A preschool teacher here in Texas, in my state, is facing felony charges after several one-year-old children under her care ingested what seems to be her marijuana gummies, otherwise known as the little THC weed gummies, right? They thought were Halloween candy and had to be hospitalized. This woman's, and I use that term loosely, this woman's name is Anissa Burke, who's 35 years old, allegedly, was a staff member at Primrose School in Prosper, Texas, until she was fired after 4 children suddenly became ill on Halloween. Investigators say that the children, who were all under the age of 2 years old, were exposed to THC, the psychoactive chemical found in marijuana, which is illegal recreationally in Texas. I did not know that. Burks left the school before first responders arrived, but they found a black jacket she had left behind that had THC gummies in a Ziploc bag in one of the pockets. Burks is now facing several charges, including felony possession of a controlled substance and 4 counts of injury to a child. So if the children got into this, and I think this potentially could have been accidental, but aren't you supposed to watch children at a daycare? Shouldn't you have kept your eye on them, especially if your dumb ass then brought freaking THC gummies? Like, why would you do that? Why would you even want to be high around kids? And I'm assuming you want to be high around kids, because why else would you bring it in your jacket pocket? Anyway, authorities responded to the school on Monday evening after Prosper Fire and Rescue took 2 children to the hospital, while Frisco Fire Department transported 1 to the hospital and another was taken to medical care by their parents. The school said that all the children are now at home recovering after the ordeal. This news has been shocking, upsetting, and shakes us to the very core of every principle we stand for, the school said in a statement. Primrose School said Tuesday that Burks had been fired after she was arrested and added that she was subject to the same background check as other employees. And please remember, that is not a implication on the school. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for my big $5 words. That's not an implication on the school. You can hire people, do everything right, and people still do dumb things like she did. And I want y'all to remember, I don't think she's probably the worst person in the world. I think it was an accident. I truly believe it was an accident, but she definitely needed to be fired, and definitely for the consequences, because this could have killed the kids. So this is partially a positive story. Yes, I think there should probably be some jail time due here, but thank goodness she didn't kill nobody. The school was forced to shut down on Tuesday and sanitize their classrooms to make sure that the incident doesn't happen again. We have every reason to believe, including from authorities, that this was an isolated incident involving one teacher who was immediately terminated, according to the school. It's unclear how long Burks had been teaching at the school or what her teaching responsibilities were. Burks was deemed ineligible for a court-appointed lawyer at the time of her arrest and doesn't currently have one, according to the Collin County District Clerk's Office. This swift arrest was the result of a complete cooperation of the school and the combined efforts of PPD and Prosper Fire Rescue. Further, the Texas Department of Family Services Child Care Licensing Division has been notified, says Prosper Police. Primrose School of Prosper said in a statement, on Monday, October 31st, after 4 children in our toddler classroom were observed displaying unusual symptoms of illness, our class acted immediately and called 911, and our building was evacuated. Police were notified and the facility was closed. These 4 children were hospitalized for treatment and were found to have been exposed to THC, an illegal substance. Local authorities have been alleged the source of the exposure was linked to a teacher in the room, and the individual was terminated immediately. With our assistance, law enforcement moved swiftly to make the arrest. I think I can skip most of this. Yeah, they're just repeating themselves. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let me show you a couple of news videos. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. I do see we have some people in the chat who understand where I'm coming from and was thinking the same way I was thinking. Like, how did she get a job with a face like that? I just think that whenever you have these Halloween claw marks all across your face, that maybe this person might not be the best person suited to watch children. Especially when it looks like she needs to take her mask off. Let's get it.
As of yet.
In about 30 minutes, parents will start dropping off their kids at a well-known daycare center, hoping for answers after an employee exposed kids to THC. Now, this happened earlier this week at the Primrose School of Prosper in Collin County. Some kids were hospitalized.
Suzanne Bruner is with us now. And Suzanne, we know that that employee no longer works at the school, but really, if your kids go to that school, daycare there, you've got to be really troubled by this.
Oh, yeah. A lot of parents have questions this morning. It's back open this
And we only got a couple of news videos, so if y'all would do me a favor and click that thumbs up as we present these stories, it'll help share them. So I always have to remind people, but please make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. It only takes a second, okay? Here we go.
morning, and we can confirm all 4 children, they're home from the hospital. They're doing okay, and at this time, it's still not clear how they were exposed to THC. That is still under investigation, but here's what we do know about what happened. The school says 4 children in a toddler classroom had suddenly become ill. They showed unusual symptoms, and they were all rushed to the hospital. Doctors found they had been exposed to THC, and police linked the illegal drug to one of their teachers. That teacher, Anissa Burks, was immediately fired and charged with 4 counts of injury to a child and possession of a controlled substance. Since the incident, the Primrose School said this news has been shocking, upsetting, and shakes us to the very core of every principle we stand for. There is no greater priority to us every day than the health and safety of the children entrusted to our care. Once again, school's back in session this morning, and right now parents just really want some answers to all this. How did these children end up getting exposed to THC?
Well, and I can't even believe that I have to ask this, but what does it look like when a child is exposed to THC?
Yeah, so I mean, anytime we have these stories, it's, we look into these things, but consuming THC, and depending on the amount, can really make a child very sick. And according to the CDC, they may have some problems walking, sitting up on their own, or even having a hard time breathing. Also, you want to be on the lookout for slurred speech or excessive sleepiness. Those could also be signs of ingesting THC as well.
Slurred speech out of a 1-year-old? I hear you. It'd be kind of hard to tell, but.
A preschool employee in Collin County is charged with drug possession and 4 counts of injury to a child.
Prosper police say she brought weed gummies to her job, and several of the
He said it exactly what it was. Weed gummies, not THC. He flat out said, weed gummies.
Toddler she was in charge of ingested them. 4 children, all under the age of 2 years old, got sick and had to go to the hospital. Police say 35-year-old Anissa Burks took off while other staff members were calling 911. They say she left behind a hoodie with the THC gummies inside. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live tonight with these details. Peyton.
Steve, and tonight we know all 4 of those children that were sick have been released from the hospital here in Plano, and they are at home. According to the school, the staff immediately called police once the children suddenly became sick. The building was evacuated. Everyone had to come out, and according to police, Burks took off. Tuesday, the Primrose School of Prosper sat empty to be searched and sanitized after a teacher was arrested for bringing gummies to school some 1-year-old children ate that had THC, the active ingredient found in marijuana. 35-year-old Anissa Burks was booked into the Collin County Jail Tuesday morning. The now fired daycare employee is facing 1 count of felony possession of a controlled substance and 4 counts of injury to a child. Prosper police say on Monday, officers were called out to the daycare due to several sick children. 4 1-year-olds were rushed to Children's Medical Plano. Prosper and Frisco Fire transported 3 of the students. The 4th was taken by their parents. Doctors determined all of the children had marijuana in their system. According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Tuesday, Burks, the teacher for the toddler room, took off shortly after first responders arrived. Prosper detectives searched Burks' classroom and found a clear Ziploc bag containing 4 red gummy candies.
And guess you guys are right. You're saying that you see a lawsuit in their future. Yes, the parents are probably going to sue, but that's also why, and maybe you guys may or may not know this, that's why these facilities usually will have insurance for things like this, because they're definitely going to need it in this case to protect themselves against their stupid employees that might do something stupid. It's just, you're just trusting people, just like any company, that's what they have insurance for, to cover these types of things in case something bad happens. So yeah, they're probably going to get sued. You know, it just sucks that this whole good school might get shut down for one dumb person. That's the messed up part. That, like, this school might be perfectly good for every child that comes through there, except this one time, except this one person. So, just sucks, man.
Police say the candy was found in a black hooded jacket pocket, reported to belong and was left behind by Burks. A field test revealed the candy in the hoodie tested positive for THC. Court documents say Burks was contacted and interviewed late Monday evening at Prosper PD. It's unclear if she willingly came to the police department on her own, but Burks did admit to investigators she brought the THC candy to the classroom. Burks was then taken into custody. The arrest affidavit does not address how the toddlers obtained the edibles and whether they found them while Burks was out of the room or if they got mixed in with other candy. Primrose School of Prosper released a statement Tuesday evening saying, as part of our stringent safety.
That is a big facility. Look at that. That place is huge. Again, I'm going to say this especially because a lot of people need to have a daycare that they can rely on. And I think if this is the only incident and an isolated incident and you just had one bad person do something bad and the kid survived, I think they'll probably be okay, God willing. But I don't think this whole place should have to be shut down and be sued to high heaven. I really, really hope that the parents are more reasonable than that. Okay, just because you can sue the pants off somebody, I don't think you always should do that.
Primrose School of Prosper released a statement Tuesday evening saying,
I'm all about being fair. I think about it in a sense that if it were my daughter, how would I feel? Yeah, maybe you might want to get some type of compensation, take care of medical bills and stuff like that. Yeah, I get all of that to a certain extent, but people nowadays, they'll turn around and try to sue this place. Yeah, we want $155 million a piece. It's just the way people is, man.
As part of our stringent safety measures, we conduct background checks on all teachers and staff members prior to their hire. The individual involved was subjected to those same background checks as all of our teachers. The school also states it believes this is an isolated incident and no other employees are involved. Burks was immediately terminated. It's unclear how long Burks had been working at the school. Primrose will reopen tomorrow morning, and tonight Burks is still in jail. Back to you.
All right.
And I do hope people understand where I'm coming from. No, I don't think this facility needs to be shut down. I don't think they need to be sued to high heaven. You know, maybe, you know, cover the medical bills that you'll have to get your kids to recover. Maybe $10,000, $15,000 and call it good, man, and just move on and just be thankful your kids are good. Take them back to the daycare. Get somebody else who's highly qualified. She'll be fired. She'll be going to jail. And problem solved. I think that's how you should handle this in a reasonable fashion, okay? I don't think she needs life in prison. I think maybe a year or two probably be good. It was an accident. You know, people do in our society, you know, we're trying to decriminalize marijuana and THC and cannabis and stuff like that. So I think we just need to be very rational. I say rational. That's not even a word. I think we need to be rational whenever we hand down these judgments, okay? But again, keep those kids in your prayers. Glad everybody's okay. So this is somewhat of a positive story. Give a little jail time, a little fine, and move on. All right? Okay? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you.